What's going on, guys, and welcome to another upload. Yes, I know, 2 in 1 day, it's a lot, but this video is highly requested. I did a stream a few weeks ago about setting up your OBS and stream elements to go live for the first time, and that stream is about almost 2 hours long. So this upload is going to be a condensed version of setting up OBS and stream elements to go live for the first time. I'll talk about a few things here and there, pretty much the basics, and if you have specific questions or something you want me to go over that I didn't go over in this video, be sure to drop a comment and I'll get to it either in the comments, or I can upload a separate video if you prefer, or I can talk about it next time I go live, which should be tomorrow afternoon. The link for my Twitch will be down below in the description. For now, welcome to streaming for the first time. Okay, so here we are. This is your first time getting ready to stream. You're trying to figure out, where do you start? What do you set up? What are we doing? So, first and foremost, this video is mostly going to relate to having and using a PC. You don't necessarily have to game from your PC or laptop, but OBS requires some kind of laptop or computer. So if you are streaming directly from your console and you need some kind of walkthrough or tutorial on streaming for the first time from your console, let me know down in the comments so I can make a separate video for that. I started on my console, so I have a lot of tips and tricks for that, but it's definitely different from being able to use or have access to a computer for your streaming. So the first thing we're going to start with is you have to have a Twitch account. You go to twitch.tv, you sign in, or you would create an account, whatever have you, link everything up, and then we can get started. Once you set up your Twitch account, we're gonna go over to Stream Elements and streamelements.com. From here, you would create an account. I already have an account with them, so I don't have to create an account or walk through that. But somewhere on this initial page, you'll see create an account. When you go through the create an account portion of this, you will automatically be sent to download OBS. It'll give you the option to download OBS, which is the streaming software that we're going to use and connect to Twitch. Now, it will walk you through, it being OBS, will walk you through the steps of making sure your Twitch account is linked to everything. If you're using YouTube or Facebook, Stream Elements and OBS can work with either of these. You would just log into the appropriate account and go from there. So really quick, I'm just gonna switch screens here. That's what OBS looks like. I'm gonna switch screens here so I can click on Twitch and kind of block out some of my personal information as far as what I've made. All right, let's go back and switch screens. So this is what Stream Elements is gonna look like once you set up your account. You should see your Twitch account up here. If you've used or attempted to use Streamlabs, alerts, or even their overlays, you can come up here to import whatever it is you want to bring over. I think this has Nightbot if you want to bring over some of your information from Nightbot, alerts, Streamlabs, any of these. But for your first time, the things that I want you to focus on familiarizing yourself with are your themes gallery and overlay section, your tipping area, this is your revenue, and loyalty you can work on later. You don't need it in order to you don't need to work on loyalty right away. You can kind of move past that. Your bot is going to be important. I'll go through some of the stuff with you really quickly. We'll start with the themes gallery. So starting in themes gallery, this is where you're going to find your overlay packages. You can pick any one of these. The only note I say you could take from this is that animated scenes have different moving parts to it, whereas static scenes they're completely still. There's nothing that's moving. If you are using an older laptop or computer, I would say go with a static scene, but either one should be fine. I've used a few of these. My Christmas overlay came from here. These are 100% free to use, so you have a lot that you can go through. I'll use this one just for the purpose of today's example. So each one of these packages comes with an alert package installed, so you can preview. This is not a animated package, but you can look through and see what it's gonna look like. This is what your viewers will see. This is the overlay itself. So you have your chat box built in. You can set up your socials up here, and you have some data along the bottom. Usually it's like latest follower, latest donation, latest tip, things like that. So let's say we're gonna use this one. I'll just give you an idea of what these the animated scenes. I don't know why I keep thinking static. So animated means, you see how the Easter bunny eggs are like swaying back and forth? It's more of like a video file. That's really the only difference. Animated, you'll have some areas of your overlay that are moving. You can see the colors kind of changing a little bit in the background. This will happen while you're streaming. That's really the main difference. These static scenes are still, it's the same overlay, only you don't have those moving parts. So we're gonna go ahead and create the royal purple super theme. So the first thing you do is hit create, and then we're gonna go to, I'll just name, you can name it whatever you want to. I went with testing overlay package so I can delete it later. I wouldn't worry too much about this, because with any of these packages, you will have to do a little bit of editing and tweaking to personalize it for your stream. So I'm gonna go directly to see my theme and overlays. Because we're using my account, this is just some stuff I have already set up. We're gonna go right here to our theme that we just created, our overlay we created. If I go down, this is the package I used to use, and it'll keep, you can have multiple packages edited the way you want them to be, which is good because you may want to do a holiday package of some sort, and then go back to your original, and you don't have to retype all of your information. So let's go with our, what are you guys thinking? Maybe we'll go like our starting soon or end game. Let's do the end game since it's first. Now there's a couple of things. It looks a little intimidating at the moment, but I'm gonna walk you through most of these steps here. This pixelated area, you see like the dots in the background, this square with these dots is what your chat will see. This is the area you have to work with, that you can customize how you want it. Now, if I click on anything within this box, like this is the webcam overlay, if you click on it, it should highlight 16-9 cam. If I wanted to hide it, remove it, whatever the case may be, I could toggle these eyes here. This is just some notes that came with whoever made this overlay. So I'm gonna delete that. Whatever this is, this note, when you click on it and you see that hue that shows it was selected next to my mouse, you can go ahead and toss that. If you wanted to edit where it says Twitter, I can go click on it and go down to settings, and I can change what it says. I can change that to Netty. You can change the size of it if you wanted to. You can change the font if you wanted to. This is completely customizable. I'm not gonna spend too much time here. The last thing I wanted to show you, you know, you can go through your different layers here. You can add things if you wanted to add certain things. Let's say, if you wanted your stream's chat on screen, you can add that in there. And you can change the background. You can change if there's a delay, if the messages show permanently, if you want dark or light. Checker, I believe, is like see-through. You can go custom, whatever have you. There's so many options here. You can also test out, if you wanted to see, you would go to emulate. You can test out the alerts. So this comes with an alert system built into each page, each scene of your overlay. Each scene of your overlay package. Ooh, it's been a day, guys. So we know what those alerts will look like if we want to keep it. You can see what a subscriber event will look like. You can see what a hosting or raid would look like. You can change how long these alerts will play by going back into your, you would go to your layers, go to your alert box, go down to settings. Every time you click a layer, you'll see the settings populate at the bottom. So I'm on alert. Now you can change them by going follow alert, click your settings. You can change things if you wanted to, change the volume, clear the sound if you don't want sound. There's a lot of things you can do in the background here. When you're done, I'm gonna take this chat off because it's just odd. You don't have to worry about this line here. Your chat will not see the border. We have one camera. I'm confused. This is cam top, cam bottom. Oh, I see. Okay, so the text and all that stuff is different. So you have to be careful with that. Making things visible, invisible, understanding what people are gonna see. If I were to move this, the text would not move with it because it's not, they're separate parts. That's besides the point. I was actually just looking at something for myself. Anywho, so what we can do now, let's say we have all this set up the way we wanted to. We've added the things we wanted to add, you know, sub goals, tip goals, different things like that. I want to add a hype cup. So I'm going to put this hype cup here in this corner. I guess it'll load when it's ready. So we have our hype guy. Change the size here. Make him huge, whatever the case is. I'm gonna hit save. I'm always gonna go here back to overlays, and the reason is, in the event, let's say I set a whole bunch of stuff up here. I've been working really hard on this and I'm not sure if I saved it or not. If I just exit out, it's not going to remind me to save it. If I added something, like I'll check this and uncheck it. If I press back, it's going to say, hey, changes you've made may not have saved. Do you want to leave or cancel? So I'm going to hit cancel, and then I'm going to make sure I hit save again. And now I can go back rather than just exiting out and then losing. I've made that error before. You don't want to lose everything you've done. Now that you've saved it, you can come down here to copy URL. And you'll have to do this for each different scene. Okay, so let's go over to OBS. Now, excuse the fact that it's going to take you into the Twilight Zone here in the middle of the screen. What I want to focus on is this outer portion. So right now I don't have anything playing in the background. I kind of closed out the music and things like that so we could focus up. Your audio, I'm over here pointing to the middle. Your audio would be here. This is your desktop audio. There's no way to separate music from gameplay from, you know, everything else unless you're using a capture card, which again would fall under console to OBS video. If you guys wanted to see that, make sure you comment down below and let me know if you want a detailed version of how to set up your console to OBS via capture card. Moving on. So this is where your desktop audio will be. It gives you an idea of if your chat can hear you. Whatever's coming out of your desktop audio, if I opened Apex right now, you would see this bar moving the same way my microphone is, which would tell you that there is game audio coming out. You could mute the desktop audio there. You could mute your microphone here. I have an external microphone with my headset. So if I wanted to kind of change those back and forth, I could do that here. This is my headset and this is my external. It's a Yeti. So, this is where you would see your start streaming. I've never used Start Virtual Camera. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm currently recording, so that's what that is. It's recording without me being live. So it's completely up to you if that's something you wanted to explore. And then you have your panels here, which are customizable. This is how I have mine set up. I believe you would go over to view and docs if you wanted to change around or take something off or whatever the case may be. So in my case, I have my stream information, so I can change around my title for my stream, the notification that people get, the game that I'm playing. Unless you're a partner, you don't have to worry about the audience. This is not something you really should worry about. Tags are usually preset. I've never been able to find a tag that is related to what I'm playing that it didn't pick for me. So right now it picked these 4 for Apex. There's nothing, I can't put my legend in there or anything like that. So I wouldn't worry about that. And once you set it up, you would hit update information and move on. This is my activity feed. It shows what chat has, what activities have happened while I was live, whether it be subscriptions, gifteds, new follows, cheers, raids, things like that. All that comes up here, as well as your reward, channel reward redemptions that would come up here. So if somebody went into my rewards and sent a message in highlight mode, that would pop up here as well. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes. So down here we have our scene transitions. Mine is a video file. It's a stinger transition. I would say you could pick something like a fade or a swipe to start. and then kind of start moving into fancier transitions when you're ready and when you're able. It's not something that is make or break. Like I said, I started streaming from my Xbox on Mixer with nothing but my headset and my controller. And over time, as I learned a little bit more and figured out some of the tips that I'm going to be talking about in the rest of this video, as I got through all of those things, I was able to start upgrading certain elements of my stream. I'm still not where I want to be, but we're working on it. So back to this. So these are our scenes. I have mine categorized for my starting scene, my just chatting, small and large, because I have two different camera sizes. Be right back, in-game, stream ending, and this is what we're gonna work with today, the testing scene. Once you set up your scene, we worked with the in-game, so we're gonna come over here to our sources. When we go into sources, we're gonna add, we wanna go up to browser source. We're going to put testing in game. I guess we'll say overlay. And it brings up this menu, so to speak. Hopefully you guys can see this well. This URL is what we're gonna change. We're gonna paste what we copied from Stream Elements. We're going to make it 1920 by 1080. And we don't have to worry about anything else. Let's hit OK. And now it's gonna look a little odd. So we have our hype guy over here, the hype cup. This is where the camera would be. When I previously recorded this video, I used the starting soon screen, and you couldn't see anything, so it was an absolute mess. But now we know that our overlay is here. I apologize if it, because it's repeating so many times, but this is where the camera was. We have our alert system set up. We have our hype Santa over here, and we would pretty much be ready to go at this point. I'm gonna go over to my end game really quick. Let me change my display. Let's go here. So this is what my stream would see. I have my overlay down here at the bottom. I have my tip jar. I don't really have too much stuff happening. I have merch, so you could put your merch rotator, tip jar. I don't really use a viewer count anymore. My alert box is separate. That's something that I worked on. I want to go over the shout out and adding your webcam. That's what I wanted to do. So let's go back to our testing scene. I'm going to turn off this overlay because it's a little busy. When you want to add your webcam, you would hit your plus sign, and you have to do this for each scene that you want to have your webcam active. So we're going to go hit the plus sign underneath our sources. We're going to hit video capture device. We would do webcam test in my case. You don't have to worry about if it's visible or not because we're not live. That's my capture card. So now we know capture card or webcam, you would go to video capture device and just label it appropriately. I'm gonna go pull up my webcam. You don't see it because it's being used in another scene, but you would click on your webcam. You don't really need to worry about configuring the video too much or making any changes here. You could, if you have an external microphone, click use custom audio device, but you don't have to. you could leave this that way and just mute your webcam when it comes up. So if I press OK and it shows my webcam now in my audio mixer, I can just mute it because no sound is really going to come from that, because my particular microphone doesn't, my particular webcam does not have a microphone. My desktop is set up for my Yeti to be my main source for a microphone. But that's how you would do that. I believe that pretty much covers the basics of OBS. I'm going to jump back over to, let me remove, if you wanted to remove something, you could just press the minus sign. We can remove that. I'm gonna leave my display capture up and I'm gonna switch back to talk about a few things before we close out this video. I had someone specifically ask me about shout outs. So this is what the shout out looks like. What you would do is go to your themes gallery. You would go to your widgets and click on awesome shout out. When you do that, because I have one set up, I'm not going to create it, but you would do the same thing as you would do with an overlay. You would click on create, and then it would bring you here, and then you can go into edit. So in edit, I mean, it shows just the one item, so this is not something you can really add to the, you can't take widgets and add them into your Stream Elements overlays. You would have to do this, create it here, and then add it as a browser source in OBS. So once you set it up how you want it to be set up, you can go into your settings. You have your general configuration, how long it lasts, the command to activate it. I use !SO. And I do that because you really don't want to type shout out for each item. For each item, oops. Yeah, my daughter came in. I apologize, guys. So you don't want to type out the whole word shout out every time you want to shout someone out for doing something special in your stream. So this is what I have. You can change it to whatever makes you happy. You can upload a sound if you want to take a little, you know, 3 to 8 seconds. I think after that it becomes a little annoying. I don't know if that's the right word, but I leave it at leaving up the user's profile picture or logo, whatever they have set up, because most people stream and, you know, it gives them a chance to get something back for supporting me. So I leave it that way. I don't really change much of anything else here. You can change the text color, the animation, how the text comes in and things like that. That's up to you. The top configuration, you can have this say whatever you want it to. Mine says shout out. And the bottom, they're awesome. And then in my chat, I allow the link, so if people want to come follow, they can follow. If you wanted to change things for VIPs, you can do that. It's a lot of work, so I just haven't. And then you would, once you've set it up how you wanted to, you would come here, you would copy URL, paste it in a browser source in OBS, and be good to go. I think that was it with overlays. I'm gonna run through these other things really quickly so this video is not too long. And if there's something that I missed or something you would like me to go over in more detail, or you have a specific question, drop that question in the comment section of the video, or I will also be linking my Twitch channel in this video, so you can pop in when I'm live. I'll be live later on today. So if something you want me to go over while I'm streaming, it's not a problem. There's no question too big, too small, or any question that I would feel like is, you know, not a smart question. So be sure to go take a look at that. But let's go through these last couple of things really quick. So revenue, very important. You want to have your tipping page set up. I use SE Pay for my tips. That's just because I have a specific hatred for PayPal, but it's completely up to you if you use PayPal or if you use SE Pay. But you have to have something set up here so people can tip you. Even if you're not an affiliate yet, even if you're not an affiliate yet, you can still make money through tips, and it'll be taxed later. So make sure you go through this and set it up. They'll definitely walk you through what you need to do. You can change this background image, your profile picture. You have the option to change all those things, but make sure it's set up so that way when people come into your chat, if someone says, hey, you know, where can I tip you, or how can I support you, you have this already in place. Revenue history SE Pay is just a Stream Elements version, kind of like PayPal, but it's a lot cheaper to transfer your money. You can go to your merch. This merch is 100% free. It just will require your time to set up your logo and what you want your merch to look like. You can either hire someone or you can use the gem that I'm gonna drop at the end of this video to create your own for free. Loyalty settings is your channel points and how many points people get for supporting your channel. You can go through that. You have your leaderboard, you have your giveaways and contests, and then you come down here to your chat bot. So you can adjust this to whatever you want it to be. Honestly, I think the max here is 100,000. And you can't make this more than 100. You can change your subscriber multiplier. This is completely customizable, like I said. Your leaderboard will show how many points viewers have. You know, different people have different amount of points for different reasons. You can give people points, you can take them away. If I wanted to take, these are mine. So if I wanted to take away some points, I could hit negative, let's say 500,000, and then it just took it away. So if you need to remove points from somebody, give somebody points, whatever have you, you can go through that. Your chat commands is something that's going to require your time. You have to decide which chat commands you want to be active, which ones you don't want active. Your custom commands and your timers are very important. Timers will automatically, these messages will automatically populate depending on the time you enable or the chat lines you enable. And your chat commands are things custom commands are things you would enable on your own by hitting exclamation whatever in the chat. So it could be our shout out command, it could be exclamation UF. For me, it activates my useless facts. So you know, these are things that you just have to take the time to go through. There's nothing really fancy about it. It's just all about familiarizing yourself with it. Woof. So now I think that pretty much covers Stream Elements and OBS. I'm gonna move into Twitch really quick. This is my Twitch channel, and the reason I wanted to show this to you is because I want to go to my About section, and I want to make sure that when you guys are ready to hit that start streaming for the first time, this About section of your Twitch page is very, very important. If it looks a mess, people are going to assume that your stream is a mess, and people are not going to come back. It doesn't have to be this uniform. I have a complete package that I paid for. If you need to do your panels on your own for free, I am going to link a website you can use. I'm gonna go to it really quick and talk about it for a second. But it is very important that your colors match and there's some sort of flow, because like I said, if it's a mess, it's a mess and people are not gonna want to come back. I've had people tell me when I first started that they don't want to follow or subscribe because my page is a mess. And I guess you just gotta take it, and you take the feedback and you do what you can with what you have, which is why I wanted to really make this video. So options for free panels. We're gonna go to Google and we're gonna do Nerd or Die free panels. Twitch Panel Maker. First one. This is what your panel will look like. I'll just give you a brief overview. You would want to change your text. You can work on your font later. Your icon picker, let's say if we were making a Facebook panel, you can pick whichever icon. These are very relevant to streaming. So there's a lot of icons you can pick from there. If you wanted to upload a custom small photo to use for an icon, you can do that here. Twitch dark, Twitch light, it's up to you. Don't worry about mixer, that's old. The effects you can change, the colors you can change to whatever you want it to be once you set it up the way you want it to. In my case, I use black and white, so let's say I wanted to leave this how it is. You would save your panel image, save it to your computer or whatever, and then you want to save the settings. This is the most important piece of information I can give you guys. If you're going to use this website, save your settings. Because let's say I like this this color scheme, but I want to look at something else. I want to come over here to blue, right? Did I do the right one? No, I didn't. Imagine. There we go. Let's say I wanted to come over here and change it. I don't like this blue. Oh my God, what color did I pick? It wasn't quite black. It was more like a gray. Is it gonna match? Is this the same? Is this the same? No, I don't know. So I'm gonna go over here to load my settings. I'm gonna go to my downloads. You could change this later. I did this video before and realized it wasn't recording. So actually, let's do that. Let's open this. This is what I picked yesterday. I saved my settings. So now I remember. I want to go back to my black and white. I have another setting that I saved. Let me open this one. Guess what? The color is exact. My settings have saved exactly where I had them before. Now that I have this, I can go back into general and I can change my text and have my color scheme the way I wanted it to be. Now, the last gem I would like to drop for you guys is called Canva. Canva is like a designer's dream, simplified and free. I have made emotes here. You can make badges here. It's all about utilizing the tools that they have, learning how to use the tools they have for you, pretty much. So I'll give you an example. I make my YouTube thumbnails here. So you can search YouTube thumbnail, let's say food. You can do any, and they have some templates you can use, or you can start blank. I have, on my account, I have some images uploaded. You can go here, you can click upload. You'd have to sign up so it can save what you upload and make sure that everything is good to go and not, violation of their conditions. But you would upload the image, it would show here, and then you can move it to this blank space. This blank space is already sized for a YouTube thumbnail. Now I'm going to use one of their pre-made templates really quick, just so I can give you a rundown of pretty much how to use it. Let's say I was making some pizza. So they have a pizza image here that you can use. Once you sign up with their account, you automatically agree to their terms and conditions. You could change this picture out if you don't like it and put a picture of your food or something related to what you're putting up on YouTube. You can change the text. You double click and you can erase that. Nettie's cooking show, whatever the case is. You can move this if you wanted to move it. You can turn it. You can, whatever makes you happy. I can come here and move it around. These purple squares that are popping up are giving me an idea of how to line it up so it's semi-even. So right now it's even on this left side. It's even on the top here. I can look and see how I feel about that. This is in the middle of the photo. If I wanted to cover it, if I want to, whatever the case is, I can change the transparency. If I want it to be kind of see-through, I can change the transparency of anything I add onto this this image. I can even change the background if I wanted to. I can add text by coming here. I'm having a huge sale on pizza. I have 2 of them, which is dumb. Or take action. Anything. I can add anything. I can delete it. You know what? I don't like the sale. I don't like any of this. So let me delete this. Let me delete that. You can delete, change stuff, whatever the case is. Heading, subheading, little bit of body text. They have some music you can use. There are certain elements you can add. If I wanted to change my background image, let's say I like this one more. Let me make that the background. I can adjust my text, all kinds of things. Now let's say I wanted to take this image and I wanted to change the size. What I would do is resize. You have to use Pro to make your emotes. I forget how much it is, but I would go over to resize and you could resize it that way. And once you're done and everything's set up the way you want it to be set up, if you chose to go with the Pro option to make your emotes, great. You would come here, hit download the image. It would save it on my web browser. It saves it at the bottom, or you can go into your downloads folder and then you have it saved. And you can play around with this. This website is really, really great. There's a lot you can do even without the Pro version that can help you improve certain things of your stream. I really think that pretty much concludes. I'm gonna leave that page. I think that pretty much covers everything. If you wanted to pay for complete packages, I'm sure you guys have seen advertisements for Owned. You can definitely use their website, and I can make this is the package I paid for. They have hundreds. You can get your emotes here. They're not horribly priced, but if you're working on a budget, there are free ways of doing it. My sub badges came from here as well. And then I believe you can use Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And they also have a web application. They also have an app for your phone that you can use. But this pretty much covers like the streaming 101. You can at least get started, and it might take you, you know, maybe 2 or 3 days, depending on what your schedule is like, to get everything set up. Again, if there's something that I did not go over that you would like to see, or anything you have questions about, please be sure to add those questions or comments down below. I will have a bunch of links for you guys to use. I hope to see you guys next time I'm live, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy streaming!